And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Welcome back, Chapel Perilous. Greg, forgot your last name.
Studley, which is why I got into comedy.
Greg Studley.
Yo, where does that come from?
It's English.
And what did you guys do? You put studs
it's
in
carpentry.
Carpentry,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it was. Yeah.
I'm Bromwell, which supposedly came from Broomwell. We were chimney sweeps.
All right. Yeah, English names were what you did. So it's like if you were a smith, you were a craftsman. If you were a mason, you were a fucking mason. If you were a
What's
cooper,
Cooley?
you made barrels.
Corey Cooley, what's Cooley?
That's a location. It's in Ireland. It's like there's like a Cooley Peninsula, and there's like a Cooley distillery. They make it's called like feckin' whiskey. It's like with an
Feckin'
It's got
whiskey.
feces in
So
it.
it's from Boston? Fucking whiskey.
probably a bunch of garbage. Dude, you
Armstrong. What's
pull
Armstrong?
your chair in like 2 feet, like so that you're.
There you are.
No, I like my head being out.
Yeah, no. Listen.
What did the Armstrongs
We could still
do?
blur your face out.
Arm
dude.
wrestle.
Say again?
What's Armstrong lineage?
I don't know, man. I don't worry about that shit.
Oh, it doesn't mean anything?
Nah, not to me. It don't matter.
It sucks, man, because like I'm half English and I'm half Italian, but I got screwed in the gene pool, so I ended up pasty and hairy.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are white people so concerned with their lineage?
Because
It's
we're
just-
trying to figure out if we own slaves or not.
Yeah, we're forced to.
It's just interesting to
It
see, like,
literally should be your 23andMe should come back and go, your family has owned historically 452 slaves. And also what I think 23andMe should come back, it should go, these were the rapists who got your family. You are 42% Genghis Khan, 32% Eric the Red. It should be a list of rapists
Jesus.
who pillaged your
Who all
ancestors.
This is
semen
why
inside of your bloodline.
this is why I don't even play fantasy football anymore.
because of all the. Are
I
there a
don't
lot
It's
get it.
because
Well,
you're
are there a
taking
lot of
players.
rapists in football?
No, but
Professional
you're
football?
taking players and buying and trading them and to earn dividends based on production in the field, and I don't fucking do it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's all slavery.
It is.
I'm trying to.
It is. It's fucked up.
Like I say, one day.
Well, so why is it that you don't care about your lineage?
Yeah, aren't you interested in like
because
the
I
history?
No, like I was actually talking about this downstairs. I think it's just the way you look at it. You know what I'm saying? If you're just curious, but it's like people get attached to causes and traditions based off of that stuff that really, whatever. It always seems like some people are trying to gain some type of privilege from trying to figure out.
It should be interesting. Like I found out that several people in my like patriarchal lineage were cobblers. They made shoes. Now that didn't make me go, I should make shoes now. I was just like, oh, that's.
But what
boring.
did it do for you? It did nothing to you. You just gave some information you can't do.
I just like
anything
to know
with.
how
Yeah.
I've let down my
So it's
ancestors.
you just used up some brain power for nothing. So, like I said, if I'm not going to do anything with it, there's no point.
you
in
burn
me.
calories on that, man.
There's nothing I can
Yeah,
do.
you're
with
right,
it.
you're
it's
right.
just something.
But what if you found out you were related to somebody you really respect or something like that?
Like Stretch Armstrong.
What does that mean to me?
I don't know.
It's like
It's your family. It's your family tree.
That's fine. I don't.
So
know. I
you
don't-
reject that whole thing. You're not
No, I'm
interested
saying
in-
if you want to do, I just don't care about it. It's just not anything that I'm interested
that's
in.
cool.
You know, what I'm saying? It's like I say. And plus, I think it's a marketing thing. They don't know what the fuck.
It's-
it's really to find out if anybody you know is like a serial killer like 20 years ago.
But dude, now people are mad because Google bought all that. Because those companies, that was just it was a money grab, and now they have all this DNA and nothing to do with it. So now people like Google and
All
they're
this DNA and
Google,
nothing to do
Google
with it.
bought a bunch of it, and they're selling all this stuff. And so some company used some DNA to like actually make a drug specifically for somebody. Which is good. That's good. That's a good use for that. But you also know there's going to be those motherfuckers that's going to find some bullshit to do with it too. There's
Yeah.
always both sides of that spectrum. There's going to be the good things come out of it. And there's going to be the fucked up things come out of it.
Yep.
And if you put your money in that barrel, you better hope the good people get your shit because you know,
Yeah,
ain't
I
no
don't-
telling what the other motherfuckers going to do with it. It's DNA, so who knows? Because I mean, like, it ain't like you can't just take that shit and drop it at some crime scenes if you that motherfucker. Just be dropping
Yeah.
DNA at scenes and shit you got from people.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what I'm
That's
saying.
why I never come on a girl's belly because you never know if she's going to collect that shit and drop it off like fucking CSI.
Women are devious, dude.
Dude,
They'll-
you know they have a whole policy in the NBA about
Putting Tabasco sauce in your condom?
Or no, just take the condom
Wait,
with
what?
you.
Is that a real thing?
Like,
That's a
take
real
the
thing. They
condom
give
with
you a class about like
Yeah.
how to get rid of your fucking sperm. So like you
Sponsored
fuck a girl,
by Tabasco.
You can't fucking leave your condom in the trash because
Yep.
she's gonna take it and try to impregnate herself.
If
you
she
gotta
get-
like you
if
gotta
she gets
tarnish
pregnant
that shit.
that way, and they know she did it that way, you still got to take care of the baby.
They give you a
Well, that
Twofer.
explains all these fucking Tabasco babies
Yeah.
that are getting born. These weirdos. That's social justice warriors. I think these kids got.
That's
mixed with
amazing. He has
Tabasco.
a Tabasco tattoo. Are you kidding me right now?
I drink a lot. It's
Wow.
yeah.
Well,
It's it's a well done tattoo. I like it.
is.
It looks great.
Yeah,
It looks great.
It does. It turned out for what a dumb shit idea that was. It worked out. It worked out pretty good. It's a nice tattoo.
I have a Tabasco poster at my apartment.
As far as it
my
goes, I've seen a
grandfather's.
Sriracha
These
T-shirt,
Taba-
but that's dedication.
Tabasco's advertising team did
Not even
fucking
my
great.
favorite. It's
Yeah,
not
true
even my
that.
favorite
It
hot
is
sauce.
everywhere.
Did a number
It's
on
everywhere.
Corey.
T-shirts everywhere. Yeah.
Not even my favorite hot sauce.
No, I don't even use it.
It's the marketing. It's just It's
Good
just,
marketing.
They had a better logo. If Yucatan Sunshine had a better logo, I would have got that tattooed on me. But
Is that a hot sauce?
What?
yeah,
What is the end of
habanero
materialism,
sauce.
man?
the what?
What is the end of materialism? I went to go buy some grease, right? Now I remember when this grease came. It came out before I was born, but it was one grease. I went to go to the beauty supply house, dude. It was like 50 of these greases, and I'm like,
Grease for what?
I'm still
For
wrapping
hair.
my head around.
My bad, hair grease.
Okay.
We're white. So
Yeah, my bad. I
I'm
know I
like,
should've
what are you doing?
specified, my bad.
You gotta
Hair
catch
grease.
us up, bro.
I thought
But I
do
mean,
some-
you can do whatever the fuck you put in your hair.
We're
I'm
like,
sure
you
there's
changing your oil? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's
is-
what I'm like. What is this?
hair grease.
Jiffy Lube?
But it's, you know what I'm saying?
Chevron, Pennzoil.
But it's like it's like they produce just to produce. There's no reason. They throw color in it. They throw all these magical things that's supposed to do all this stuff. But it's really bullshit. And they do it just to produce it because that's part of capitalism is just to constantly produce.
It's like why sugar is in shit it doesn't need to be in.
Exactly, caffeine.
So what I would say is that like the materialism is people like auguring into the material world, and then the opposite of that is actually like nihilism or like almost like suicide, where you're like, it's better if we just don't
well,
be it
no,
all.
materialism leads to
And then-
nihilism.
Yeah, they both lead to nihilism. That's why the middle path, like we were talking about, like Taoism. I think the middle
Well,
path.
yeah, all
the middle
extremes
path is
lead
to
to
like be in,
suffering,
be
yeah.
in it, but be like distant from it.
I
Emotionally,
think
where
the
you're like,
opposite
yeah,
of
we're-
materialism is all I need is LSD.
Right.
That's the only material I need, and then I'm fine.
The opposite of materialism is doing comedy for a living.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, what's the opposite of mortgage?
Which means death.
What's the
pledge
opposite of credit?
in
Yeah.
Latin?
Sure.
That's why I hold on to my Uber
But this
rating.
is what
It's a
I've thought
497.
about this. Like, when we get beyond materialism, like, suppose we all transcend materialism, then what? We all just going to sit at home making art? Everyone's an artist?
No, I mean, something else will come about. We'll have another set of circumstances and problems to deal with whatever's going on.
Is it material circumstances?
Well,
Because
no, so-
what I'm saying is, if
so
you
this-
solve all the material problems, then what do human beings do? We want to fuck. We want to have a good story. And we want to create art.
But all of that will eventually evolve. You won't be interacting on a material level. You'll be interacting on a psychological
But see,
level.
this is what I'm saying. This is the cyclical nature of it. Is that eventually we are gonna get to the point where we're existing purely in immateria as
Yeah.
opposed to material, and then we're gonna get bored of that and go, wasn't it fun and interesting to be in material?
Exactly.
And then we'll
Yeah.
go back to that.
I
and
think
that's
so.
Samsara.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You
wheel of
keep
suffering.
constantly reshuffling the deck, creating new circumstances, new problems, new solutions, and you just keep going through that. And you can actually look at like dinosaurs as just another thing of that. That was just a phase of humanity went through consciously, that we did things, we came out of that, we went to this thing. Because a lot of people believe, I've read a lot of ways to look at the Garden of Eden. The whole idea was that at one point in time,
Right back to it.
we were perfect.
We did. Hold on. We did this. We did this last show.
We did this. We did everything we were supposed to do, and then
No.
we had a rise in consciousness.
We had this conversation the last time you were on.
We did.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that we don't get back into it because we went
Okay.
on a whole thing about Garden of Eden. So we'll.
I don't think we.
But
I know we didn't do this. 'Cause
He's
this-
coming at it differently this time.
Yeah,
So you're
okay,
saying
go
it's a
ahead.
So
rise in
it was-
consciousness.
we learned how to be disobedient. And that was the rise of consciousness. We didn't have the consciousness to even question nature. So we had to flow with it. We died. We lived with it. We didn't have no questions associated with it. But then the whole idea was the apples that Eve ate the apple out of season. And that introduced sickness into the whole fray. And it was only because she was able to outthink what the process was. And that was the whole mistake.
If only she would have had a Whole Foods to go to, that, then they're always in season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a GMO apple.
Yeah.
Monsanto apple.
Like the whole thing, like with Hinduism and like parts of Buddhism, I think, but Hinduism, I think I'm pretty positive about, is like their whole thing is when you're, is like the practice of Hinduism is to like calm yourself, practice over the course of your life to calm yourself, so that when you die and you enter the immaterial, you don't freak out and go, fuck, I want to be material again. You just calm down and then you enter the light or ascend or whatever the fuck.
Well, fuck, man. I wish I could contribute more, but when I took Eastern philosophy in college, I used to just duck out after my cigarette break and fuck my neighbor in the student union. Yeah.
That's a big part of Hinduism is fucking
fucking my neighbor in the student union. Yeah.
That's a material attachment.
Yeah.
You're not done on this plane. You want to fuck more.
It was pretty funny too, because like I was like we were rounding the bases and I noticed she had a tampon. I'm like, oh, god damn it, but we've come too far. We have to like complete this journey. So like I pulled it out of there and everything. And it was like January in Boston. I had a condom and everything like that, but like we ended up going for it. And I ended up getting like blood all over my long johns. Then I went to my internship.
This was a Boston story.
Then I went up to my internship, which was like on the radio, like on the CBS affiliate, like which is like the rock station that had Howard Stern, like did the afternoon drive. And the first song was Mud Shovel by Stained. So I walked into the studio and like pulled my pants down and showed like the blood off. And it was like, hold on, what are you doing, Greg? I'm like, I told the story. Then the girl had been listening and she called in to like confirm it. And the whole time, I'm like, please don't let my girlfriend hear this story right now. And somehow I got away with it. And the girls in traffic told me how to get menstrual blood out of my long johns. Turns out it's soda water.
Yeah.
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 But
That's
beyond
good.
that, like the Bodhisattva and Nirvana, go ahead, you were saying.
No, we were just talking about enlightenment and liberating yourself from the cycles of
You
karma.
got a girlfriend?
At this point?
Yeah.
At this point. No, at a different point.
I have.
Do you have a girlfriend 4 years from now?
I got
Where
some,
do you see yourself?
I got some friends. You know what I mean? I try not to go with girlfriend.
You just answered
Can't
it like
answer
a
the
girl.
question, yeah.
Exactly. Do you have a girlfriend?
I don't have a girlfriend.
Okay.
It's like the Mitch Hedberg thing. I just know a girl who'd be really mad if she heard me say that.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you're not that into her.
Why are you being like that? Do you have a girlfriend?
I don't have a girlfriend.
Okay.
No.
Wait, does a girl have a boyfriend that may be you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
complicated.
It's complicated.
What
man.
complicates it? It's only complicated because you allowed it to be complicated. What's complicated
I'm not
about it?
complicated about it. Like I'm into it. Like where it's like I don't have to. Like I like me time. You know what I mean?
What type of bullshit is that? What are you talking about?
I don't want to always have
He
to
likes
report in. I
masturbating.
don't want to call in. I want to fucking do whatever the fuck I want.
You don't
But
want any
I-
responsibility.
I don't want to be like. I don't
You
want
don't
my
want
mood.
responsibility.
I don't want my
You don't want
mood-
to call in. You don't want to what? You
I don't want my
responsibility.
mood to depend on anybody else. I don't want anybody else to be able to like fuck with my life because
He's deeply rationalized being single
yeah.
to the point where it's disgusting to listen to.
Yeah,
How old are
sorry
you?
about that.
How old do you get? 40 what?
44.
And that's a child's mentality, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm like totally in arrested development. I don't deny that. I still behave like a 24-year-old.
You don't want to be better than that. You don't want to transcend.
No,
I
he's,
don't think it's
he's
better.
a bartender. He's enjoying it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
what happens when you get 60 and you can't do that no more?
I have like all the memories to wax the dolphin to. You know what I mean? Like I
So you're
just
gonna live off
wax
memories
the
for the rest of your life.
dolphin. I've
that's
never
all
heard
that
that one.
anybody
Who the
does.
fuck says wax the
I guess it's just me.
That's not what anybody does.
Hold on,
That's what
hold
they
on.
try to sell to you. Oh my God, somebody's here.
Hold on, because he...
My bad, man.
yeah,
Oh, no, you're good.
Are we
for it.
disturbing you?
I thought the phrase was waxing your
Why did you
carrot.
say there's another human being?
Hold
I've
on,
never
what?
heard waxing
I
your
don't like waxing
dolphin.
the carrot either. This is bullshit too.
Well,
What is waxing a dolphin?
Back to the
Is that masturbate?
that's what he just said.
yeah.
yeah.
It's
I
like
don't-
something my old landscaping boss used to say, and it always stuck with me. But anyway, I just don't want to like be in a thing where I'm like held like
Responsible.
yeah, 100%. I don't want to be responsible like to anybody because
So he is
I wouldn't.
right.
I
That is a
wouldn't ask.
childish
I wouldn't
mentality.
ask that of anybody because I know me. You know what I mean?
You can't trust yourself?
Oh, definitely not. But I'm aware of it. That's what separates me from the crazies.
But why haven't you cultivated trust with yourself? You don't think that's important?
I mean, because I know myself.
Okay, so
there's
okay,
like
let's
there's
say this.
day Greg
Okay,
and then there's night Greg.
Let me ask you. Let me ask
And
you a
they're
question.
at odds.
Let me ask you a question. You have a lot.
Okay,
You have
here
a
we
long.
go. You got to integrate your Jungian shadow. Night Greg. Night Greg is your shadow. Corey, fill in.
See, you have the day Greg, and then you have nega from negative. Nega Greg. Yeah, that's the
Night Greg is like usually at the controls a lot more than day Greg.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to slide progressively over the course of the podcast. I'm trying to slide anime references into people so that I can pull their audience. You know what I mean? Where people will think that I know anime and that I don't think it's gay.
You think anime gay?
Anime is gay.
Why do you think anime is gay?
It's just
another way to tell a story. How is that gay? If you think that's gay, any way to tell a story is gay.
No, it's just a wolf with a penis mounting another wolf with a penis. And you're like, what is this? I like it.
Dude, when you get into like, do you remember the movie The Lorax? I'm gonna get you deep in here, dude. You remember the movie The Lorax, like the Dr. Seuss thing?
Yeah.
You remember the bad guy, the onceler, the guy in the green suit? Mm-hmm. There is an entire subculture, like a onceler subculture, where people like cosplay as a onceler. People write like porn fan fiction about the onceler, where he's fucking his earlier version of himself. Yeah.
They do it with Star Wars. They do it with Star Trek. They do that with everything.
Everything.
That's just what people do. People create their own universes.
So now we're getting into what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that that anime is gay because I believe everything is gay at this point.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, that's why I say it. I'm saying if you believe that's gay, everything's gay to you.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Not homosexual.
And you create your own reality.
I know gay don't mean gay. I know gay means gay.
But this is his reality. His reality is everything's gay, and it's a product of your mind.
But I get what he's saying. This is what I know what he's saying, or I know he's attempting to say. So, and I don't disagree with.
You're saying gay as in silly?
It's lame. It's some bullshit.
It's lame. It's lame bullshit. Yeah.
It's somebody taking a very serious stance in some bullshit, pretty much.
Yeah, or just like it's gotten to a point where all these subcultures, when they hit me, I'm just like I'm like a armchair anthropologist where I like to look at different subcultures and like really dig into them, but I've done that for so long that now I'm exhausted by it. I can't like when somebody's like I draw a manga where the onceler from the Lorax fucks himself. That I'm like, I just can't do it anymore. I can't be a part of this anymore. I got to focus on my own shit. I gotta
do the dishes for God's sake.
I gotta do the fucking dishes, dude. I gotta cut wood and haul water.
But this is the thing, though. It seems like you look. I like the messages of stories because I'm sure it has a message embedded in there somewhere. Because
there's a message embedded in the lore.
That's why you read stories. You don't read stories.
And you know what it is?
You read it for the message.
You know what it is? We got to get rid of all the star-bellied sneeches. Because they're fucking shit up.
No, you know what? There is a confronting the shadow mythology in there. I'm sure you're right. So you're right.
Oh yeah, no, that one
that
one was movies. About that one was straight up about race relations. All the ones with the stars on their belly and the ones without the stars on their belly, and they would fight each other, but then they could go in the machine that would make them the other one.
We invented a machine that will make you not Palestinian. Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
Like I said, how much you want to bet that in the X-Men movie, Tony Stark comes back as Iron Man? Because it's going to be a reincarnation.
In X-Men?
Yeah. Or not in X-Men, in Avengers, my bad.
I don't know. I don't watch.
Oh, you ain't into it?
No,
well, he died in the last one. But he's going to be resurrected like Jesus because that's what they do. That's just what they do with these stories.
Yeah, everything's a resurrection story.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying is like the whole the Hindu thing about like meditation is a tool to calm you down so that when you die you don't freak out and run screaming back to the material.
I feel that because when you smoke DMT, it is literally this thing of, are you going to freak out or are you going to just embrace
You know
whatever. There's different, and it's the same thing in Buddhism. The idea is like samsara, and like you're living out your karma through infinite reincarnations. But if within any reincarnation, if you can stop the wheel of karma, you will exit, or you will have the option to exit
to come back.
And this is what I'm curious about.
samsara.
When you exit, what do you think that is?
I don't even think you necessarily exit. I just think you become aware of the ability to exit.
Well, yeah. So
and you're just fine with I can just go.
So I think within like Buddhist mythology, it's actually like several people do like become enlightened and they exit samsara, which samsara is the
And then
wheel
what?
of suffering.
And then what do you do?
Hold on. Who knows? But
Well, fucking, they need a better pitch
It's
than that.
inconceivable. You can't think beyond what
who
it
can
is.
you
What it is.
interview to find out?
But the Buddha
I know.
or a Buddha, because
This
there
is what
have been
I'm so
several
curious about.
Buddhas. A Buddha is one who gets the option to leave samsara and chooses instead to come back into samsara and try to get
try to bring
everybody
people
to,
back.
to
A
but
Buddha
that's
is
also
somebody who
enlightenment.
goes, I'm going to come back, eat some flaming hot Cheetos, fuck this shit.
Because the way they look at it, like, because I mix. This is what I do.
Chester
I look at the-
Cheetah is an enlightened being. He's an ascended master, Chester Cheetah. Yeah. Sorry,
you try to
go.
look at different things, but it's like I like their
But
version of it.
It's a reincarnation story, is my point.
Yeah.
Like the whole Garden of Eden, like that can be perfectly mapped on.
But you come back.
the origin story of the original Buddha.
You
Like,
don't
it's-
come back because
Well, you can be
like,
different types of Buddha though too. You could come back and just not do shit. You could be a stone Buddha. You can come back. There's different types of things. Once you know, because what it is, the whole idea of you going somewhere else is just a different level of ascension in consciousness. You'll be able to do things that other people can't do. It's just a level of consciousness. That you can come back down to this level and help people ascend up to that level.
That's what I mean. So you come back to help people, or
Yeah.
you come back just to fuck around?
But I think
So
you
that-
can come back and fuck
If
around
you
though.
come back to fuck around, you're not a Buddha.
Because yes,
Buddhas
you are.
coming.
He's
Buddhas,
saying you can do
But
whatever.
that's what I'm saying. Like I've saying, you can be different types of Buddha. You can come back and help, or you can come back and not do shit.
'Cause
Or
I
you can
think-
come back and be a problem.
I think Greg came back just to fuck.
I mean, bringing it all back home. I mean, the whole institution of marriage. It should be like a wide receiver contract, 5 years with an option to renew.
I like how you always on stage. He always on stage. He is always on stage. I love it.
Yeah, I had a bit ready for that.
I was trying to bring it back to the whole "Do you have a girlfriend?"
You
thing.
need to be like a late night host, man, because he got heat all the time.
Oh, that Johnny Carson vibe.
That is weird,
But that's what I
wild
wonder,
stuff.
because if it is this Buddhist thing of we're all in this cycle of suffering, essentially recapitulating karma, and you can get out, why would you fucking come back?
in, yeah.
Why do anybody do anything? That's just somebody that goes up there will want to do. Because
It makes me think that this
No, hold on,
realm
hold on.
above all this shit is
'Cause I-
boring.
'cause I actually
and then
know
they
this.
just go,
Hold on.
they just go, being enlightened sucks. I want to go back and be a.
But that's what I'm saying is like in your life, we've all had moments where we like expand our consciousness to a point where we like realize probably like what we could do that would alleviate a lot of our, that would sever attachment, relieve a lot of suffering, and yet we choose to reattach to those things. So that's what I'm saying. It's a meta narrative. It's the story of the Buddha is telling you what you do, which is you ascend momentarily at points in your life to where you have the worldview, and then if you're a good person, you come back down and you try to help other people. Like, it's a meta
So the people in heaven are assholes who won't come help.
there's no heaven.
you're in heaven right now.
I don't believe
Heaven
it.
Yeah, it's been going great.
Heaven is
It's just a bit. It's
That-
just
'cause
it's a bit of a
that's
disappointment,
also-
but this is it.
That's an extreme, because it's heaven and hell. It's either you go into extreme bliss or extreme damnation. There's those extremes. Those two things don't exist. That's just that's man making up shit.
Well, it's where like this is what Alan Moore was talking about. Like you are where you think you are, and that's like who did the Paradise Lost?
Milton.
Perfect.
But
Like his whole idea was like in this epic poem or whatever, he was like the second that Lucifer was like, I want to be separate from God, it's like, all right, well then now you're immediately in hell. Like you are immediately separate. Like if you want to be separated, whatever you want to be separated from, you if you think you're separate from it, then you are. If you think you're connected to it, then you are.
But that's
you
the
are where you
whole
think you are.
idea of separation. The whole concept is there's only one. And that's why I love the saying. It's like we're all one. We all want the same thing. And anybody that disagrees goes willfully into the madhouse. That's all racism. Racism is the extreme villainization of difference. That's all it is. It's like this person is not I, but it is you. So to hate that person, you essentially have to hate yourself. This is what I tell people about racists. Racists don't get to go be racist and then enjoy this great quality of life on some other spectrum. No, that motherfucker's an asshole to everybody. And if he does have power, it's only because he has a position or he has money, and people like him because of that. But they don't like him because nobody likes people that just hate people for no fucking reason or for any reason. Nobody likes that person. Only people that like him is people that identify with that hate, and they only like you because they hate the same thing.
This is what I'm saying. Is that like I was talking about this earlier today? Is like or yesterday? I don't know, days blend together. But like I think people just have naturally like a sense of discomfort, or like just because you're like I have a spinal misalignment, or I have
you got indigestion.
I have indigestion or whatever. So they have a natural discomfort, and then somebody can come along and go. And like fan that fire like like propagandists. This is what they do. They're like, let me blow. Like you have a little kindling, you have a little fire. Let me blow on that and really get you and move that discomfort up into anger or something. And then you'll naturally create a myth about why you're angry. You're like, you're angry. People are angry. It's existence is infuriating. But once you buy into a myth about, it's not that you're just infuriating and that existence itself is infuriating. It's the Jews that's the reason why you're.
It's a construct created to keep the elderly from going into a panic about dying shortly.
Right. If only that. Yeah,
so we can sell them life alerts. And pills.
Well, this is people understand.
This
like,
podcast is brought to you by Life Alert.
You're going to go to heaven after.
It's the whole two-world theory. Because you have to believe there's something beyond this, or you'll just be in despair here.
You lose your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole idea of heaven. This
Guys,
is what pisses me off about religious
hold,
people that try to use.
I got to do a plug really quick. Guys, if you go to lifealert.com/foreskin, you get 40% off your grandmother's funeral. All right. Well, we're good.
I've fallen and I can't moisturize my cheeks.
There it is. Send them up, knock them down. All right. Anyway, what were you saying? Sorry, I forgot now.
This is what it is, though. If existence is suffering, if you're just going to be angry, why do people come back and keep? Why do we keep doing this?
You're looking for one perception. That's all it is. That's just a perception that somebody took.
No. I'm genuinely curious why people keep incarnating into this.
You're asking us that. We can't. You would have to ask a person that has to do it. We're trying to make assumptions.
Well, you did. All of us did.
I know.
All of us chose to come do this.
Not essentially. We're still on the wheel because we still have problems within ourselves. You have to expunge all the issues.
So what you're saying is you came back to finish.
Yeah, the reason
there's no choice. See, you're thinking of a different thing.
I think it's a choice. I think we chose to come back.
I do too.
I'm pretty sure this is.
I do battle with that with a thing of like, it's if you believe there's nothing else, then there's nothing else for you. I do believe that kind of like you can actually create that destiny for yourself. If you believe that in your mind when you die, that's it. You're done.
But this is what I'm saying. I would say that the like if I'm going to use continue to use the Buddhist model. Which is only a model. But the idea is that the reason we continue to choose to come back is because we want to figure out how to shed our karmic our karmic chains or whatever, or you want to shed your karma over however many incarnations that takes. You know what I mean?
But you don't have no choice in that. That's what the reincarnation is. It's forcing you to expunge yourself. You can choose not to and stay in the wheel forever. Mm-hmm. But once you go through and you actually progress along.
Yeah, but I think if you progress along properly, if you finally give in and go, all right, yeah, I need to shed my karma, then it'll be just a natural progression that when you're given the option to exit, when you're finally healed and you've shed your karma or whatever,
you're missing
then
one
when
aspect of it.
You're offered the out, then you'll go.
You can't do it.
Now I'm ready to go to the next.
You can't shed your karma because when you try to, you're doing it with your ego, and you can't kill an ego with an ego. So it has to be something you do progressively over time. That's what you do. As you do good, when you die, you come back with those principles already instilled in you. So now you're not trying to do it. It's just a part of who you are.
What if you just come back because you like whiskey?
But that's the thing. You thinking you can just you don't get to do that. That's the whole idea is that you don't get to a point to where you're a materialist anymore. You don't want to come back for those things. You want to come back to help. That's why you're coming back.
I think I came back because the immateria, the world of the imagination, I was just bored.
I'm pretty
it's very
sure.
boring.
I think I was like, I want to sit on a couch, drink whiskey, and bullshit.
But you can do that in that realm. You can do anything.
Yeah, but
But
it's
what?
not as there's no stakes.
Exactly. See, now you're getting into another whole that life is a game.
Yeah, it's a
and
game.
we're all actors. We're all Loki. And the green room is where we all go. We're God.
The green room.
Yeah, that's God. We're all take off our
that's
masks.
purgatory.
Yeah, no, I guess you can look at it as
Yeah,
purgatory.
kind of.
Yeah, if you want
Guys.
to call it that. But like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is my first time. I wouldn't come back to this shit.
Nah, your ass been here.
Yeah, you're scared.
Yeah. That's why you're a 45-year-old bartender. You got to learn some lessons.
I'm telling you, man. I
This
put the tender
motherfucker-
in bartender, though. I put the cock in your tail.
But I like I say, I read all the
Yeah,
theories
see, you're
on
trapped
creation
up in
stuff.
that shit. You want, but you enjoy being a bartender.
Honestly, the reason why I'm a bartender is because I'm like super incompetent at any other endeavor. Like I suck out loud at anything else.
You know what makes me mad about
Yeah,
you?
that's not.
You do all this. See, first of all, you self-deprecate. You just sat here and told us you done all these dope shits, and now you just calling yourself incompetent. How can an incompetent person do all that you've done? How?
Well, I mean, here I am. Obviously, I did it incompetently.
I don't think that's true.
That
How
ain't
could
true,
an
man.
incompetent...
You're hyper
hold on.
competent.
How could an incompetent person open for Stormy Daniels? How does that...
I mean, that was sheer luck.
See, you just call it luck.
Yeah, it
you're
was-
not even giving
I mean, it
yourself
was-
no credit. It was
I
luck,
was-
man. It just happened.
It was
to me. I ain't
fate.
do
It was
anything.
fate. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Like all the odds that had.
Luck and fate are two different things. You can't say that in the same sense.
I
man.
mean, it was fucking nuts, though, man. Like I was at this bar downtown, like minding my own business. I just come off a shift bartending at Coors Field, and in walks this like buxom blonde babe with a body built for sin and an entourage of like 5 dudes.
always on stage, man.
I'm like, you know, she's going back
Well
behind
written.
this.
Well
she's,
written.
she's going back behind the bar. She's like getting her picture taken. She's getting free drinks, and I'm thinking like, here we go, another hot blonde chick getting free shit because she exists. You know what I mean? I'm actually mad. And then she sits next to me, and I'm less mad. And then like we start talking, and blah blah blah. You know, making her laugh. I'm like, She's like, what's your name? I'm like, Greg. What's yours? She's like, Stormy. I'm like, oh, how are you? Fucking Stormy Daniels. She'd been like in town, like dancing on her like her American tour of Make America Horny Again, and she was
that
at the Diamond
was that
Cabaret.
in Denver? Dude,
Yeah.
Dude, I remember that. I remember like seeing the
Yeah, a
billboard.
few years
Yeah.
back, she was at Diamond Cabaret, so she ended up coming to this bar because the manager of Diamond Cabaret was like, hey, I got a VIP. She needs to drink somewhere where no one's going to bug her. Can we come to your place? And that was the bar where I was because there's like 4 dudes and like my buddy Richie bartending. Absolutely, come in. So she came in, sat next to me, we strike up this conversation. I'm making her laugh, all this stuff. And then like, you know, like she had a Rolling Stone writer with her because I'm like, am I going to like piss off somebody like by talking to you so much? Like your boyfriend? She's like, oh, he's not my boyfriend. He's a writer for Rolling Stone who's following me around for a story. Don't worry about it. I'm like, all right, sweet. She doesn't have a boyfriend. Awesome. And then like we go outside, smoke cigarettes, chatting, whatever. 2 o'clock rolls around. They're all being like taken back to the VIP lounge. And I don't want to insinuate myself into their whole crowd because like they don't know me. I know her. So I'm in my Uber getting ready to leave. There's a knock on the window. It's the Rolling Stone writer. He's like, hey, man, if you got to go, you got to go. I get that. But if you can stay, you should stay because she really liked you. I'm like, I told my Uber driver, I'm like, beat it, nerd. Cancel, cancel, cancel. So I went back in, fucking VIP lounge, sat next to her. She started telling me about her horses. I said, fucking now or never. I put my hand on her thigh, moved in, and started fucking making out with her. And it was fucking
it was
awesome.
the horses that got you ready.
It was just I just remember that as being like the cue for me to just go, all right, we got to stop talking. I got to just do this shit.
She started talking about her horses, and he was like, "Oh, so you do have a boyfriend?" I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't realize.
You
it.
defer very well.
What's
I'll
that?
give you that.
I defer to what?
Whatever you don't want to talk about.
Oh,
Dude, this is honestly like Alan. I'm gonna aside to you though. Genuinely a perfect matchup because Anthony, even though he does not know the premise of our show, he just is cutting through his bullshit. It's perfect Chapel Perilous, dude. This is the fucking premise of the show.
oh, my bullshit.
Yeah, well, the premise of the show is to cut it through bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Generally, if we can, but just Anthony's strong arming you, it's beautiful. I love watching.
Well,
it.
Anthony Armstrong, he's meant to strong arm.
Oh,
and he doesn't want to know about that, though.
Yeah.
You're not attached to your ancestry, even though they may have been really good at what you're trying to do.
That's fine.
All right. So
I'm
anyway,
good at it. Whatever they were, I am it. So
Yeah.
I don't
So
need to know.
anyway, go back to sorry.
I mean, so whatever. Like we end up at this after party. We make out a lot and all this stuff. I'm like, hey, it's escalating. Like it's getting rubby. It's getting 8th grade rubby. I'm like, hey, you want to get out of here? I live like a mile away.
Rubby.
Do you want to like go back to my place? She's like, I can't. My security won't let me out of their sight. I'm like, what about your hotel room? Same thing. We want to get in privacy. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
So now you got to fuck in front of security. Dude.
Well, no. Now I'm just like, do some quick math. Can't get laid. Carry the 2. Just keep making out for the story. So I
Carry the
did.
2.
And then fucking, we're on this rooftop. She's got to fly to Raleigh the next morning. The sun starts coming up. We exchanged numbers, and I kept it cool the whole time. I never fucked up with the number. I never got weird, like, partying my face off going, oh, I know a porn star. Let's fucking talk about some weird shit. I never did that. A year later, she calls me to tell me she wants to get into stand-up comedy. So I give her all this
Wait.
advice.
Did you not text her for a year?
No, we texted. Like, I'm saying,
okay.
like, we kept it cool, kept it professional. You know what I mean?
Just a year later, she texted
Yeah, a
me.
year later, after, like, exchange of
What are you
texts. she's like,
what are you texting her? You're just like, hey,
hey, how's it
Seeing
going?
how
Blah
you
blah
doing
blah.
today?
And
Hey,
here's
ho.
one time
Hey, ho.
one time I sent her a picture of my hairy nipple while she was on a plane. I'm pretty sure the passenger next to her saw it. But like,
Showed me
just
too,
doing
right
like
there.
funny shit.
Yeah, it sounds like you kept it cool.
I kept it cool, 100%. That was the one time I deviated. And then she thought it was funny, so it worked out. And then she was like,
Yeah.
I gave her this advice. She ends up going on stage, does 45 minutes in Houston. Her first time.
Wait, you convinced her to go on stage?
No, it was already decided. I just gave her whatever advice I could offer.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, that's what Kathy Griffin said. I'm like, all right, cool. I guess I'm legitimate
If
now.
you want to get stand-up advice,
It's
Kathy
Griffin,
Griffin's-
you know what I mean?
Kathy Griffin.
You're like, just stand on
She's like,
stage.
I know Kathy Griffin, but I want to talk to you.
Right? 100%. So I was like blown away by it, and I just gave her advice, and she did it. She did 45 minutes, and then she texted me. She's like, hey, you want to like open for me? I'm going to do a tour in September. I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. So like she flew me in, like fucking I was on the bus. She put me up in a hotel, and she paid me my rate, and like we went on tour. It was
How
fucking
long
crazy.
was the tour?
It was like 7 shows. It was more like a residency, but like we did like Connecticut, we did New York, and we did like some shows in Salt Lake City.
So at this point in time, is she like starting to get? Because she was in court with Donald Trump, right?
Right. I never brought up any of that
what
shit.
year was
or
you
even
just-
looked at, this was like so we did the tour last September.
Oh, so this was recent.
Yeah, but we had
Okay.
met like 2 years before that and just like stayed in touch.
Oh, she's still around?
She's
How long ago did that happen? I have no sense
right.
of time.
Nah, she's great though. She's actually helping me on another podcast. She's playing the female lead in it, which is pretty cool. It's like a scripted comedy.
You guys are doing a podcast now?
Yeah.
With
Based on a
Stormy?
screenplay that I wrote in 2003. Like she's like the female lead.
Look at this incompetent piece
In a
of shit
pod-
over here.
Yeah.
I still gotta make
I'm just a bartender, man. I just serve drinks. That's what I do, man.
That's all I do. That's what pays the bills.
That's not all you do. That's all you want to fucking be considered that you do, man. You do all this other shit.
Well, it's
It's
until
your attitude, man. Your attitude
no,
is
no,
what.
it's he's not proud of himself yet.
Exactly. His attitude. You
That's
you
fine.
know all this shit.
He's not going to be proud of himself till he's successful in
the-
his eyes.
You got brothers and sisters?
I do. I have 2 brothers and a sister.
Older or what?
Older brother, older sister, younger brother.
What did your older brother do?
He's like a 6-figure
A successful
corporate
guy.
guy.
Right now.
Yeah. My sister, 6-figure girl. My younger brother, 6-figure guy.
This is the Freud chair. This
Yeah.
is the psychoanalysis chair.
Yo, Anthony, is my copay gonna cover this shit?
No, man, it's cool, man.
Shit.
Act like you have insurance.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Did
And
grow
how's
up-
your relationship with your mother?
Did you grow up well off?
No. Like
No?
like lower middle class. Not
Middle
like
class?
not like rich.
You get along with your parents?
Are we talking
okay,
about this
all
right
right.
now?
Let's
No,
get
not
that
really.
question.
Stutter. I ain't heard you stutter since I met you.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is the answer. That is the answer.
Yeah. No,
I-
not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've
This
lived
is
in
why
foster
he-
homes.
he
I've
has
gone to
no
like 3 different
self-esteem.
high schools.
You don't view yourself as a success because they never will.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think I'm
I don't
over
think
that
it's cut and
now.
dry. He
I'm
was
like-
very complex. I think
I'm
it's
like
way
44.
more.
I'm
No.
over all
People are
that.
simple. People are simple.
Nah, man. Do
They're
you
like-
know? Do you
they're
know
like
any decision
raccoons
depends on 40 emotional and mental factors?
What kind of
Every decision.
Shit.
What
I
kind
don't
of
even
blog
know if I'm
post did
capable
you
of
read?
40 emotional
This
factors.
is the type of stuff philosophy.
No,
teaches,
listen,
man.
I
Teaches you
saw
the
on
root of thinking.
Pinterest every decision is 36 separate factors.
It's computation. It's already embedded in the way you
What do you
think.
mean it is?
It is.
Some decisions are just, am I hungry?
No,
What
it's
if-
not.
what-
You because you don't know the process. You don't have insight into the process. But there's people that have done tremendous amounts of research on this.
So when you're at the drive-thru at Wendy's, you're going, am I still mad at my dad?
Yes.
In a way, you are.
Yes.
Do you know?
Yes.
Dude,
Okay, so you still, that resonates.
Yeah, that resonates with him.
Yeah. I can't even go to Wendy's. No.
Fuck it. Let me get 4 Baconators.
Yeah.
Do you know that the word mom is
$27. That's fine.
Alan, you know the word mom is in the Wendy's logo? You bought Wendy's, right?
Yeah.
Let me see your fucking cup.
Where's
yeah.
Nick?
He's right there at the bottom of the door.
Yeah, like in her collar it says mom.
Oh yeah.
Camera. Does that tell me if I'm like?
You go lower, and you're good.
Perfect.
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah, because they're trying to get you. They're like it's down home cooking, just like at home.
You know,
Don't
when
you
I
love your
had-
mother?
I
Don't
had
you feel
a-
bad about how much you fucked her over. Get a Baconator.
I
you know?
had a rough patch in my relationship with my mom, and I decided I was keto, and I was just eating bacon and beef from Wendy's.
Yeah.
One day we have
It's
to talk
healthy.
about-
I was losing weight.
We have to talk about unfulfilled desires and how they make you sick.
Yeah.
That's a whole other department of shit though.
The only reason I eat Taco Bell is because the logo looks like a breast, and my mom did not breastfeed me.
Wow. Is that true?
Probably. I don't fucking know. Did my mom?
It's a tough conversation to bring up.
My mom didn't breastfeed me, and their logo does look like a tit.
Okay,
yeah,
so it is true.
It's
In
funny,
some
man.
sense, I'm sure.
People don't realize that they're conditioned
Everyone's got issues with
for
their
everything,
parents.
man. It's just ugh.
Dude, everybody's got issues. I had very nice parents.
It's
and
interesting though,
I still have issues with them.
we see it in you, because we see in you someone who is very accomplished and capable, and an ego that is constantly denying that. That's why we react that way.
Yeah.
Because what we see doesn't match what you see in yourself, and then that's supposedly your relationship with your parents or whatever. But
I just think we should stop talking about me.
No, see,
that doesn't have to be
no,
you.
I-
It doesn't have to be you.
I'm in a
Listen.
similar position because
We are very proud of you.
I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, man, you
I know you
great.
never hear that.
Oh, I've always wanted to.
I know I'm not your father, but I am proud.
This.
No, dude, like I've had to do
Honestly,
that.
though,
like,
you should be proud of yourself.
like restarting comedy. I've had to be like, it's not because you get addicted in a certain way where you're like, the reason I'm able to write good comedy is because I hate myself and I
Yes.
can't accept love or whatever.
Yes.
And that's a fucking dangerous place to get to. It's like I can
I've
be
even
happy
thought.
and
I've
enjoy
even
my life.
thought you're not funny unless you're fucked up.
Right, which is
No, it's not.
that's a
Well,
that's a horrifying.
you-
I'm
think-
trying.
no,
I'm trying to come off
This
of
is
that,
the-
but
this is how you're funny. All funny is being insight. You have the ability to see the reality of things
So-
past people's bullshit.
so why is it some people can see that and other people can't?
Because it's just either your brain is just in tune with it, or like me, I just researched it.
get
I've
lucky.
always been that way. I've always
Well, yeah.
noticed
You
things
just were
other
that
people
way
didn't notice.
by chance.
Exactly.
You-
well,
hold on.
this factors into reincarnation. What?
You probably got lucky and you ran into people that were like, hey, this is like they will give you like their insight, and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and I can like reapply that. I think in like Gnostic, I think in Gnostic Christianity they call that charisma.
Greg.
not in the same way, but
Where did your interest in comedy come from?
I don't really have interest in comedy. Shit.
Yeah, you're about to leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a beer.
Okay, sorry.
yeah.
Woo, we touched something with him. Jesus.
Dude,
Sorry.
this is
He
a chapel.
frazzled. He been composed all night. Come on, man. This is a breakthrough. Come on,
This is a
back.
chapel.
Get
dude.
you a beer.
I love
Come
it,
on
dude.
back.
This is a good.
This is
show.
what happens. Because I didn't know I was interested in it until I kind of hid it from myself.
Dude, but that's the whole thing. You didn't. Stop thinking things are coincidences. Believe that things are put in your path so
Well,
you can
it
be
happened.
the person you want to be.
No, it happened.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you the way it happened was for a long time I loved it, but I hid my love for comedy from myself because I didn't.
Yeah.
Because that's not what I was supposed to be. That's not what I was told I was. So it didn't fit in my self-image.
Exactly. But you that's what free will is. It's you determining what your self-image is. Ego is what you decide from the selection that's put in front of you. Your tradition, your culture, you pick these things and you be this thing. You don't get to be the thing that goes against those things. You have to have confidence in yourself to do the things that go against them. You know how much
Here's a question for you. Here's a question for you. What were you supposed to be?
What were you supposed to? What were they counting on you to be?
Yeah. What did your family want you to be?
Oh, they had no expectations or hopes.
Could they read?
I was
your
like
parents?
I was definitely like the black sheep.
You weren't good in
absolutely.
school?
What made you the black
I was
sheep?
terrible. I was terrible at math. It took me 7 years to finish algebra.
Were you good at any English?
I was good
or
at like
anything?
English. Yeah. Like,
Of course,
yeah,
this mother good at
writing.
English.
Yeah, it's my native language. No, I was good at like writing and stuff like that. So
English lit.
But what did they want you to do?
They
They didn't care?
So fast.
They didn't care at all?
yeah, they just wanted me to not be a degenerate. But
But
that
why
happened.
was they putting that pressure on you if you got if all the other kids were successful? Were they degenerates at one point then became successful?
No. I'm the only degenerate in my family, 100%.
What did you do that was degenerate worthy for you to be labeled degenerate? Or are you just calling yourself a degenerate?
No,
'cause you just
I
like
am. I'm a maniac. Like I'm in
I did-
service
what
to
did
my
you
id.
do? What did you do?
I'm in service to my id most of the time.
What did you do?
What do you mean? Like
What did you do?
sex, drugs, all that stuff?
What do you? How are you say? What did you do? What do your parents know you did to make them think you were a degenerate?
I was always the kid that was like I wanted to be in the band. You know what I mean?
That makes you a degenerate.
I like had long hair. I had my ear pierced. I wanted to
But
be a
why,
rock
if
star.
you said they had no expectations of you, why would they think you're a degenerate because you wanted to be?
Oh
in the
no, I'm
band?
not saying I'm saying I'm a degenerate myself. They don't think I'm a degenerate. They just like lowered expectations.
So we
when it
back
came
to what
me.
you think about yourself. So we ain't even talk about. I'd say actually with your parents.
I don't know what they thought
It's
of me.
all
I don't know-
projection, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's
I
all
know that,
projection.
but I want him to say it.
What am I saying?
Huh?
What am I saying?
No,
that's
what you're
different?
saying what I want you to say. You just
That
don't
I'm a
notice you're saying
degenerate?
it.
That I'm saying that? I
Yes.
absolutely own that, 100%.
Exactly.
I'm the one saying that. But they didn't really have expectations because after my first brother, my sister, they got tired by the time it got to me. They were just tired. And it was just like, my brother and sister, military, you know what I mean? Like, me smoking butts.
So you feel like they
doing-
gave up on you. You feel like they just wore out by the time.
I think they just wore out, and then they like rallied for my little, let's not do that again. So my little brother got it. You know what I mean? It's
You
like,
see how you always make yourself the butt of everything? So you saying, now I could go with they got tired, but all of a sudden they got better after you?
well, because they were like, let's not get tired. Let's rally again. Let's not do that.
But they said, fuck you.
I
Fuck
was
this one. We
I
gonna
was
wait.
experimenting. Like, we're tired. Let it go. Oh, shit, we can't let it go. Let's make
Let's
this one
try
good.
kind of a laissez-faire thing with this one, and then they saw that didn't work out, and they were like, "All right, we need to have some sort of regulations
pull
here."
us, by the
you were
bootstraps.
But look what they created. Look what you've done. You ain't giving yourself credit for. You're holding yourself back. If you'd actually lean into what the fuck you doing, you'd be a CEO somewhere right now. We wouldn't even be able to contact you right now. You understand the resume you just gave us?
It sounds like that on paper, but in reality,
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
not like
listen,
in practice.
life is a Ponzi scheme.
I got to tell you, man.
This is what I was saying is like you are where you think you are. So if you think that you're like creating like good shit and you're capable of creating, then you will create good
Let me,
shit.
Dude,
let me give you an
people are
example.
stealing
If you
your
think that-
shit.
if you
You're
think that you're
creating good
handing
stuff, and people are stealing it.
Let me give you an example. Like I had an internship for like Mark Platt. He did Legally Blonde, Drive, Josie and the Pussycats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had an internship for the Radman Company, literary agent. They did.
You're not making your case any better. Keep
Well,
going.
no, hold on, because this
He's
is
like, yeah, I was with
You're the-
Dalai Lama too, and they was over there.
But you're the same victim as these people where I sound good. But then in practice, I'm awful. Like I accidentally I grew up like mowing lawns and like shoveling driveways in the winter. So like I'm trying to handle these phones that are coming in. I accidentally hung up on Warren Beatty while I'm trying to transfer him to my boss's Jaguar. I would copy scripts, pages would be missing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like I'm like a fucking moron. I try to get a job
So
like
hold
doing,
on. Okay, this is what you're doing now. So you can't use this confident motherfucker. So now you're just this incompetent motherfucker now.
I am. I've
Dude.
just done shit. I got away with some shit, and I've done some shit.
Dude, everybody's got away with some shit. Do you understand the resume you just gave us? That puts you ain't even been doing comedy twice as long as us, but what you said has put you light years ahead of us. And you want to give yourself some credit,
On the
man.
path to be an assistant to somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
all right,
you much of an assistant as you think you are.
All
We're
right.
all assistants of somebody.
All
Ain't
right.
nobody in charge of shit.
I think probably when you fuck up a conference call or you drop somebody's line or whatever, that's just your way of saying I don't want to do this shit.
I agree, dude. I've been like fucking with this idea, dude. That like that if you're not in the reality, if you're not inventing the reality that you want to, like look around like your space where you exist, and
You did not know what you were getting into.
yeah,
did you?
sorry.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Shit.
Sorry.
I'm getting like a tag team counseling session right now.
No, we don't have to.
No, I'm telling you, dude. This was actually super helpful to me. Is like when I was like how am I creating a reality that I'm miserable in? How the
Right.
fuck did I do that?
That's what I wonder.
And then when I looked around, if you can calm your mind and pay attention, your unconscious mind is constantly building shrines about that point you toward what you want to actually do.
I
You know
want
what
to
I mean?
write because like I'm in control of my situation there.
So that's what I'm saying is like I want to write too, dude. I like writing stand-up. And like I just started, like a lot of it was unconscious, and then I like as I started like keying into what I was doing, I was like, oh, I'm like trying to like make this certain space, and so like I like in my room, like I bought that desk that I could sit and write at. It's a small space, dude. You got to make do with what you have.
Sure.
You know? I'm like, but I need a place to sit and type and write, and then like I like bought a record player and like a stereo, like a badass stereo system, so I can just sit in that room. And I'm surrounded, and I'm in a place where I'm like, I want to sit in this fucking room, and I want to listen to this whole record, and I have like 2 other records after that I want to listen to, and I might as well be doing something. And there's this desk right here and a computer right here, so I can write. You know what I mean? It's your unconscious is constantly trying to build the situation where you can do what you deeply want to do.
That's what I want to do.
You just have to connect with that. You know
You're
what I mean?
being pulled in a direction, and you're using your mind to talk yourself out of it.
I'm
All
just
this
basing that-
stuff you just told us, look at the path you're on, dude. Just forget all the bullshit. Look at the people you've met. Just by chance. Just the things, the places you've been, the people that have been there just by chance for all your life. Dude, you just told us so many stories with so many different people that if you had the attitude to say, you know, I deserve this, I'm finna go full throttle in this and stop letting shit happen by chance, you would be where you want to be at. You would be writing those things right now.
Okay, let me interrupt for a second because I think if you feel you deserve it, I don't know if that's good either. Because
Yeah,
you don't want to become
he's
no,
on
you-
one side. He's on one side where he goes, "I'm a fuck up," but the other side where you go, "I'm a prodigy. I
We
should
didn't say
have
that, Alex.
everything."
You all going all to the side.
That
you
is,
just
but-
need, you need to know.
But
that
I don't
you're
know that
worthy of what
you
you're
ever
doing.
deserve. I mean, what is it? You deserve it? Is that really?
Yes, if you put the work in, you deserve it. You deserve what you
If
put
you
the
put
work
the
in
work
for.
in. If you put the work in.
Definitely, you put the work in. That's what he's saying right now. All the little things he's doing is building something bigger down the line. Because all that work, that little shit he's doing, that he's like, oh, that's fucking crazy, that's dumb, that's not going to make you do that. Trust me, this is the thing. You have an idea of the perfect version of yourself in your head. Start doing what you think that person will do, and you become that person over time. Personality is just pattern of behavior. That's all it is. Constantly do what you think you should be doing, and you'll be that person. But as long as you self-deprecate, that's the way you're gonna stay on this line right here.
So I would say all of us are that perfect person right now. We haven't thought of anything better.
What do you mean?
Yeah. No.
So
he's
your
saying-
your perfect person is sitting on that chair right now.
this is the best
that's
you can
your-
come up with.
Well,
That's the best you
I,
can do.
as of right now, at this particular time, yes, but I know what I do that's wrong. Like, I'm terrible with money. You know, there's, like, my whole thing is discipline upon myself, putting restraint on myself to do the things I know I need to do.
That's weird because most comics are really good with money. That's weird that you're an outlier.
But I make money. That's the thing. I make money, but I spend money.
Right?
Yeah.
No, no.
You know what I'm saying?
But
You should come to synagogue.
no,
'cause
like that's
there's a whole part about that.
that's like you are where you think you know if
Yeah.
you're building to a better thing,
Yes.
but you have to have that in your head where you're like, of course I can.
I have a life goal.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there is a better thing.
It is a death.
I could
and
I could die in
resurrection
my
story.
sleep tonight. I could die in my sleep tonight. There's no better thing. This was the thing.
Well, yeah, right now is the thing. You don't want to. Yes, this thing to where it's like you want to have something in the future. It's just like the two world theory. It's
If
something
you
you're
die
working towards.
tomorrow, are you gonna be happy with this, Greg?
I'll be dead. I really won't give a shit.
Exactly. That's it. That's
Okay,
that's
hold
that's
on,
it. That's
hold
it.
on.
You won't even know to know.
Yeah. It's
I
just-
think I could wrap this in a pretty good bow. Is like what we were talking about, like with the mythology and the Garden of Eden and the Bhagavad Gita and the Buddhism. Every one of those is a death, rebirth myth. So all those systems are guidebooks to tell you how to like whatever version of yourself that is incompetent or a fuck up or a disappointment or whatever. All those you can house that and let that version of yourself die and then
And be
be
reborn.
reborn.
Exactly.
And that
It's
once
symbolism.
And you have to die and resurrect
All the time.
constantly every second
Almost
of
every
day.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting so bored of it.
If you're good at it, you're doing it every day.
Because
I
about
do
like,
not want to be reborn
Molting.
again.
I don't have enough foreskins to like keep my skin.
But it's funny about like people don't realize. I tell people you don't have to be religious because you're living a religious life. Because all the principles you live off of, the judicial system is all based off of religious systems. And the reason why you work 8 hours a day because you're supposed to work 8 hours a day, have self-improvement for 8 hours a day, and you're supposed to sleep for 8 hours a day. That's your 24-hour period in a day. People don't work on self-improvement. We've created society so we don't improve.
But
we
they're
create
eating-
governments to take care of us.
They're eating potato chips religiously.
See, this is why I think you and I get along, man. Is because we think about it like a keto, right? Like we're going to be confronted with a probably an oppressive like religious system. So the smart way to fight that is not to really fight it, but to take their momentum and turn it in and roll it into.
That's life.
Yeah.
You don't have no control over what the fuck is thrown at you. All you can do is adjust.
But don't block it. Take the momentum and roll with it.
Like I say, those are the people that are successful in the future. When something comes, like I said, if you can take the momentum and use that momentum to push whatever thing you got going forward, you just ride the wave. But people fight against the wave. People like, no, I want this to be like this. It's not your choice. It's going to change regardless. You're going to be sitting there suffering, mad that this thing changed, that you could stop from changing, and you just want to adjust. You're going to die that way. That makes no sense.
Yeah. And then you'll be scared and you'll retreat back into the material and do
it's
shit again. And that's
exactly.
Same story.
I'm going to start wearing a mask at the grocery store. You guys convince me. Just ride the wave, baby.
Ride the wave. That's what I'm saying. This is what I tell people. This right here is going to be another thing. Like people, fuck that mask. Because like I say, we're going to have to pay for these masks too. Because you got people that's out there working 8 hours a day with these masks. And we don't have respiratory issues.
I know. They're getting
Everything
more
humans
respiratory
do-
issues from that shit than...
Everything humans do, we got to pay. That's why let Jesus take the wheel. Take your hands off and just let nature do what it's going to do. Because motherfuckers going to die and they're going to live anyway. If science intervene, the same thing going to happen. It's just going to happen faster. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we do. We speed up our own timeline by trying to intervene with shit we don't understand. We treat the human body like a car. You just take a part out and put it back in, not understand it all works together. That's why
I'm just hoping it's worth a little bit at the end. I'm just hoping it's got a little resale value.
Shit. Your body?
Yeah, I'm going to put it on Craigslist.
No, that's why you got it. Ride that motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Shit.
No, dude, it's still worth a little bit.
Everything that is composed has to decompose, so enjoy it while it's here.
What organs do you think that you have that are of value?
Dude, there are so many
Lungs, maybe. I'll give
psychoactives
you
in my
lungs.
liver. I'm going to sell my liver to druggies when I go because that shit will
Listen,
get you
dude,
fucked up.
when you die, I will eat your liver.
And this is the irony of people who donate plasma and blood. Everyone I know who donates plasma is a drug addict. Yeah. So these people who are getting this shit, they better be getting something off of that.
They start developing.
You
those
getting your
habits.
drugs through your tap water, man. Come on now. You get all your antidepressants.
Yeah,
through your tap water.
I don't want estrogen and fucking birth
you getting that through your meat?
antidepressants.
Don't worry, you getting it
Dude,
all, man.
I got a blood transfusion, and suddenly I feel very connected to the universe. I don't understand why. But yeah, it's.
I swear to you, though, everybody I know who donates, that's some fucked up blood.
Most of them
'Cause
are donating blood so they can get like drug money.
Buy drugs, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they like relax the standards on like a lot of blood? Because at first you couldn't do it with like tattoos.
Yeah.
It makes
other
me
stuff, but now they took all this shit. Like
it makes me wonder what they're doing with that.
Dude, let me tell you something. Man, look, I've been close. I've researched it. I almost want to become a doctor just so I can disprove modern medicine. Like
Yeah.
it
I love
almost
it.
makes
I
me want to
know.
just because no one would believe me when I tell them shit. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, you gotta have, dude. Even MDs, they go, well, if you disagree with the experts, then
dude, they're all reading out of a fucking book. Let me tell you something. I work with doctors that are incompetent. They call me like,
Yeah.
I don't make your money. I didn't go to your schools.
Yeah.
I've read your books though.
yeah.
I know what you finna ask me, but you should know it. You know what I'm saying?
I cannot wait for 5 years from now when you're wearing a fucking turban and talking about how evil the Jews are. You're so fucking close, dude. I'm enjoying the ride. I love it, dude.
Well, no, I just play.
No, I like this. I like this. You're gonna be a doctor to show how fucked up it is.
It's not that it's fucked up. It's just they're not considering all things. They're treating the body like a mechanism, like it's a car. Like you can just. Do you understand when they replace an organ, you have to be on antivirals for the rest of your life or anti-rejection medication because your body knows that like this don't belong here.
Well, no, it's. I mean, how else are the Rockefellers gonna get back on their investment? I mean, there's a lot of money to be made. You're not gonna take pills for the rest of your life.
Shit, people do it all the time.
Why would you? I don't understand any of it. I don't even understand. This is what I really don't understand. We give birth. All the other animals. You watch a giraffe give birth. It just goes, and then it comes out. You watch a cow give birth.
That's what we
got screens. We got a Jewish man standing there going a little bit wider with the labia.
Why does he have to be Jewish, Alan? Why does he have to be
It's
Jewish?
old Jewish men literally telling these. It is.
Meshuggah.
I'm surprised.
You know what?
I'm
It was
surprised.
Not funny the last time,
I am
but now we're
genuinely,
here again.
I am genuinely surprised no feminists care about this because it's all old men delivering the babies.
Don't worry, they'll get to it.
I don't think they will. I don't think they pick their own agenda. I think they believe what they're supposed to believe. I don't think they pick their own agenda. Why is it birth? Birth is a female thing.
There's that fight right now. You're just not a part of that fight. Trust me.
Dude, when I
the
talk
whole
to-
circumcision fight is going on. It is a big thing.
Circumcision, yes.
Yes.
Birth, we'll get to, I guess. But I don't understand it. Why have we made this natural thing so artificial?
It's convenience for the doctor. That's why.
Dude, this is what
There's
I'm
a lot of
saying.
money
You're
in it, too.
supposed to stand up and let
It is
gravity pull the baby
The
out.
reason we're putting TV screens up or fucking monitors, plugging all this shit in. Well, I mean, first of all, we are trying to maximize the chances of having a healthy birth where neither the baby nor the mother dies, right? Like that's the good science part. And then
that's what we're trying to do, but we're causing more death and deformities from
But then the other part, what would you call it? The pathological part, the shadow of that good intention is that you become obsessed with protection to a degree that you're
but it's
you're
also
doing
more damage than good. Here's a prime example. Let me tell you a story right quick.
Or you're making the most natural thing feel very unnatural. Do you know what I mean? Like you're making birth feel unnatural.
It's the whole thing is like birth happens naturally anyway. Why are you intervening with something like if you can just walk and have a fucking baby, cut the cord, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
Because before we developed modern medicine, like you'd have a shitload of kids or your babies die, and that's horrifyingly painful.
But this is the problem.
for
We
people to
never
watch their babies
readjust.
die
We
in
never
front of them.
readjust our thinking throughout history. We should have known, like when we create our whole idea of what humanity should be, we had the least amount of knowledge and experience. We didn't know where the fuck we was going, this, that, and the other, and we never corrected that error. We never went back and said, okay, we know these things now. Let's go forward. Certain entities are doing that, but they're faculties that never touch each other. But all of this is one thing going on together.
But like if two bunnies fuck and then the bunny lady has 16 bunnies and 9 of them die. And 9 of them die. Then the rest of the bunnies are like, "Oh, we get 7 more.
Sure.
We get 7 more. They don't give a fuck."
But you could be like that too.
That's our culture. Our
if you
culture
abandoned
says
attachment, you would feel that. way.
It's
But
not
this is
that
the
big a
thing,
deal
if we-
because you know them the least. You haven't really had time to spend with them.
That's
so
right.
it's not-
Dude, that's a fucking great point. Like people did not think of their babies like in the same way that we do, where we immediately attach to them. Like they would attach to them like bare minimum, where they're like, I'm gonna attach to you enough that you survive, but I'm not gonna like.
If my 3-year-old dies versus you, I'm going to be more upset.
But
about
like
that.
once you get to like 5 years old, 8 years old, then it's like now I'll really attach to you because now I know you're probably gonna make it.
It's all about it's different.
But so
concepts.
what? So what if you have 16 and 7 make it? What's the problem? I don't understand. That's our culture. Our culture says.
So what you're saying
all of
is
them.
bunnies are Irish Catholic.
Yes. Here's what I'm saying. I
Pagan. They're
figured this
pagan,
out
really.
perfectly. I was talking to another comic, and I described Alan as autistic on purpose. And I think that's...
Alan is very
You
smart.
all should get vaccinated.
No.
You should get vaccinated up to my level.
Alan came back to be an asshole. He knows everything, just so he
Yeah.
can condemn everything to make people nihilists by association with his
No, I
ass.
don't want you to be a nihilist.
This is you.
This is what we were talking about. Why come back if nothing matters?
come?
If you're coming back, it's
Everything
to try.
matters.
Well, then if you come back, it's to try to change something.
Yeah, but like I say, I don't know what that process is. Like I say, I feel like I'm still on the wheel. Like I just feel like I just started thinking things through recently. Like I was just like,
Watch
but my
bunnies
whole-
fucking. That explained everything
what?
to me. Just watch some bunnies fuck.
Watch bunnies fuck.
Yeah,
What is that
you'll
gonna
you'll
do?
understand the universe.
Watch
Yeah, you can watch
watch
anything. Watch the
cartoon
flower girl. You
bunnies.
understand the universe.
watch cartoon humanoid bunnies fuck. That's what you should be doing. What?
It's anime.
This goes right back to anime being fucking gay, dude. You have a bunch of people jerking off to fucking cartoon bunnies right now, bro. Like that. I'm just saying.
I like anime, man.
You like? All right. Listen, I'm not gonna ask you because I don't want to put you on the
No,
spot.
say it. I wanted to be asked.
What do you are you, like?
He likes hentai.
You like hentai? You like furry
What-
porn? What are you up to?
No,
He likes Hamtaro.
I like the serious anime. I like the shit where it's a real life story, but it's just being told in a cartoon. That's all I like.
Yeah.
I like shit like Gungrave. That's some gangster shit. But it's just like supernatural gangster shit where a motherfucker come back from the dead type shit. But it's gangster shit. Oh,
Yeah, no,
shit.
that I mean that.
Like I like shit like
yeah,
that. Like I don't
that
get
shit's
into
rad.
like I know what you're talking about. I don't
Yeah,
consider
yeah.
that's anime, but I don't want to watch cartoons fuck. I don't even want to watch real people fuck. I'll watch myself fuck before I watch anybody else fuck. So that's not my thing. But I know what you're talking about.
When I was in middle school and I first got dial-up and I saw a like little advertisement of Homer Simpson fucking Lisa Simpson. He
was right on board. He was right on board.
I wasn't right on board. It
Shit.
pressed some buttons in me that I still don't. I was like, "What is?" Like, it just affects you
Dude.
in a way.
That's how I got affected by seeing that kid get killed in that motherfucking in that movie. I was like, dude, this is fucked up.
You got a boner?
No, not like
Because
that.
that's what he was talking about. I think you got a boner from Lisa.
I don't know if I did. I was like, "Do I like this? What is?"
I just don't think his mind was prepared for cartoons fucking.
Well, I mean, have you seen Pornhub lately? Like, what happened to the American Family? I mean, that's like they're making you want to watch that. Everything is incest now.
I think you're talking
Oh,
about
yeah, it's-
Modern
Yeah.
Family. They do have
Yeah.
Modern
it's
Family parodies
immoral.
on
Everything
Pornhub.
is getting it's immoral. They're just getting more and more immoral.
So this was something
But
I don't.
That's
By
hold
those
on.
standards.
I
By
don't-
those standards.
That's what I'm saying. Is like that's one of the paths. Is you can go deeper into the material and go, how can I fuck with material? How can I fuck? And like how can I pervert the material and how can I? And that's a way to go about living life. But my wager, and I think the Buddhist wager, the spiritual wager is like. Yeah, you can dress up like an animal and fuck a girl that's also dressed like an animal, but that's probably just gonna make you more like bummed
Yeah, it's
out.
going to because the whole
Because you're
thing
gonna be
is,
like, not even fucking a cat girl makes me happy.
it's moderation. So every time you have sex, it's like a new time. If you just fill your life with constant sex, you're going to need more and more stimulation. It's like anything else.
Yeah.
It's like the internet.
You're deadening nerves, deadening.
Exactly. That's
So
why
so back to incest porn for a second.
yeah.
perfect. Yeah,
Robert
Sorry, we
Anton.
didn't mean to get.
I don't know whose theory this was, but
I'll be back.
Robert Anton Wilson had this thing about in patriarchal societies, the biggest taboo is homosexuality,
Yeah.
and in matriarchal societies, the biggest taboo is incest.
Huh.
So if we transition to matriarchal, then incest becomes and honestly, if you talk to women about like a mom fucking the son, that's you start to get something like homophobia when you talk about that shit.
Well, no, but like that's the thing is like right now we're at a place where like Pornhub is full of just like.
It is all incest
my
right now.
My stepmom got stuck in the dryer, and now I gotta help her out. But then I get distracted.
Totally
by,
saw that one last night.
Yeah. No,
Wait, how does he get her out of the dryer?
I heard. Yeah.
Oh, you just I heard
I
I heard
saw-
some people talking about that.
He
I
was
didn't
like,
see it.
he was like this.
Does he pull out the lint filter and
Yeah.
throw some more dryer sheets in there? What happens?
I didn't
Yeah,
make it
makes
that far.
rain lint on her. Yeah.
All I knew she had to fold before it wrinkled, and that never happened. That was my greatest concern.
Yeah.
I think honestly though, if you normalize certain fetishes, if we normalize homosexuality, transsexuality, incest seems to be the next on the bill.
I like when
And I'm not slippery slope. It's just like, what's taboo?
when the whole gay marriage debate came up, and they were like, "What's next? People gonna want to marry animals?" I'm like, "Yes. Have you met humans?"
Yeah, dude. I would totally
Absolutely.
marry my dog. Like, we sleep in the same bed but don't have sex, so it's just like a regular marriage. It's been 8 years. We're still just as attracted to each other as we were the day we met. If I pet
Sleeps
another
in a
dog,
fucking
she doesn't get
huge
mad at
litter
me.
box.
Man,
Buries his
If
shits.
only we had that Jerry Seinfeld.
What's the deal with marrying your dog?
What type of chicks you into?
All of them.
Huh? What's
Oh.
your preference? Like, if you could pick one.
It would be...
Realistically, like, don't give me no fantasy. Give me, like, if you had the opportunity, realistically get this one.
a cocker spaniel.
Am I staying with it, or
no,
am I just hitting
nail
it?
Just fuck it.
A British blonde
Bulldog.
buxom chick who was mute.
How tall?
Mute. That was clever at the end.
Dude, he and I locked eyes so quickly after he said mute. We're like,
That's
we're
smart.
fucking zeroed in on.
You don't want to.
That's fucked up. I totally...
You don't want. You want
No.
that instead of I already
No,
have words.
I'm
No.
totally kidding. I'm totally
No,
kidding.
that's death.
I don't have an ideal. I don't have an ideal. Because it's like when it's all situational based. Like, because like every girl has like some
Just
sort
give me
of...
the perfect situation then.
I
give me
mean-
give me a situation.
All right, the perfect situation is she wants to have sex with me. That's the perfect situation.
What does she look like?
She's hot. She's like, I don't
What's
know.
hot to you?
She's like, I don't know, like 5'7",
Helen
7
Keller.
or
You don't
know what's hot
5'10".
to
She's
you?
blonde.
Hold
She's
on.
got like great body, like great personality.
What's a great
She's
body?
smart.
What's a great body? to you?
It
Smart.
varies, man. It varies. Yeah, because I like to talk. I like to be able to talk to a chick.
It's
first.
like you're reading out of a Vogue magazine from what you want with a woman.
It was a hot day when the school bus full of
I had a cool
cheerleaders
glass
pull
of
up.
lemonade.
I had to go inside because the faucet was broken. I don't know, man. Like, just like,
Why don't you know? You
someone
45.
who's smart, so I can fucking talk to her. Because I like to have,
I thought
like
you
when I
wanted
watch
to be mute.
porn, I like to have context. I can't just cut to the fuck scene. I gotta know what was said before that. Why is everybody naked? Why is her leg spread getting impaled by a
wow.
penis right now?
Wow.
I need to know how that shit began. So I like the lead up. You like the game too.
That's what
You're
I'm with
me.
you now. I'm with
All
you.
right.
Jump
Yeah,
to
yeah.
now.
I like the lead up. I like to connect with somebody first. I don't just like.
But I still
indiscriminately fuck.
know in my mind, like if I know what I want. You don't have a description. You can't give me a description.
Hold on. What do you want?
Me?
Yeah, give him an example. Like, go run through what you want. That way he'll have like
just to make it real easy, a proportional midget. There you go.
All right. Stop reading my diary, bro.
Wait.
I like little
Alan,
women.
Alan, can you take
I
this
like
one?
little women with big asses. And
My
big-
brain's starting to shut down. I need you to.
I like all types. I like athletic builds.
Hold on,
I like
hold on.
buxom builds. Sorry.
So you just
You
want
just
to.
said a proportional midget. We have to address this.
Oh yeah. You know what? You're right. Like, why am I moving on?
We can't just glaze past.
I mean, but is it real or is he
What you
doing a
talking
bit?
about? That's what Carrie is
No.
almost.
He doesn't do bits. He's not doing a bit.
You're being serious.
Midget.
Carrie's 4'10".
You're not saying
it's not
midget.
really a
That's
midget.
close. I'm saying that's close enough.
You're saying petite. You're saying like
A little.
You're saying
I like little.
Olympic gymnast whose growth got stunted because she was doing the
There you
fucking.
go.
Okay.
You just
Like, I-
explained Carrie right there.
I'm into Mexicans, but I'll take an Indian if you know what I mean. It's a similar.
Well, with
look.
me, it's like
I get
that
what you're
doesn't
saying.
matter. I'm all about shape. Like I like a handful of titties. I like a lot of ass, legs, and like a tone to the body. Not like masculine tone, but just like I take care of myself tone. And I like them little.
right, midgets.
All right.
Sorry if that's offensive.
I mean, if I could get a midget, I'd take a midget, but I get as close as I can.
do you see? All right. Do you see how open he was? Even though, like, he just opened himself up. That Alan and I are the part of our brain that makes fun of somebody. It got so overloaded that it shut down. It couldn't fucking function anymore.
Proportional midget.
Because this is what we do. We
No,
look at
we reached out. There was nothing in the ether for us to pull out.
exactly.
Yeah, it was a problem because it
That's-
was too honest.
We look at the
That's what honesty
indiscrepancies
does. So
in
if
the
you
story
did-
and we pick at those.
Yeah.
If you're perfectly honest, we won't be able to make fun of you.
You can't
because
do it.
Yeah,
our brains will shut down.
I'm just being honest, like in that I can't describe. It's all based on the situation. I love all kinds. Like I don't necessarily have an ideal. It's like you're asking me for like my top favorite.
Can
fucking-
I tell you
my
something?
movies,
Deflection. It's all
and I
Can I
don't
tell you
have it
something?
ready.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I don't have the list ready to go.
If a woman asks you what you like, make something up. That indecisiveness is not sexy to them. Just make it up. Even if you ain't got one in your head, just say some shit. Don't say everything, and don't say I don't know. They
Okay,
hate that shit.
gotcha. Heard.
I like her to have spots. I like her to like on her skin.
Yeah, it don't even
lesions,
matter.
open lesions.
Okay,
are
so
good.
like, all right, not redheads, not freckles.
You don't like you don't like redheads?
Fuck you.
I like blondes.
Oh man.
I like blondes. I love black women. I love Latinas.
If I could get me a little
I
black
love
redhead,
Asian.
Hold on, let
that'd be.
him-
Hold on,
let
I just had to get on
let him-
redheads for a second.
Let
My
him
bad.
whittle it down.
Yeah, my
Redheads are
bad.
fine.
Let me go.
And then
You go.
we'll let you
I just had to
go.
get on redheads. I love them. Come on.
Go ahead.
Not you,
No,
Alan.
no redheads, no freckles.
I gotta respond.
I've had
when
just
you
because
say
I've
that.
had bad experiences with redheads.
What, give us experience. What's
I
the
don't know,
best?
restraining order. You know what I mean?
That's
All
what I
these
said.
stories you tell, but you don't know some shit all of a sudden. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Hold on. Let him dwindle it down. So we have what you're not into.
It's like the California porn ideal. Okay, the blonde chick with the big fake tits, the fucking like the toned legs, the fucking perfect ass. You know, like the fucking like. Not a six pack, but like
Pam
there's a
Anderson.
toned belly. Yeah, Pam Anderson in
Anderson in the
'93. There it is.
There you go.
Pam Anderson in '93. That's
I got
my
it.
ideal
I got
chick.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I just went gay.
What you want to say about redheads?
Oh, they're great. Well, I don't doubt they've ruined your life. They don't like me. They think we're gonna be. It's like incest or something. They won't talk to me. Even if I have a really good set, they're like, that was okay.
Well, you know what's funny? Like dark skinned chicks typically don't fuck with dark skinned dudes.
Maybe the same thing.
It's an evolutionary thing. It's like you want
think
genetic diversity, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like I think it's part of being like ancestry, right? Like I'm like fucking half English. The English dominated the entire world from a fucking tiny island, and I think like somehow through like genes, like I have that flavor and taste for a wide variety of like everybody. You know, like
I can dig that. I mean, I do believe that you can be allergic to a person, like biologically. Like you just can't get along with this person. Something in your genes and something in
Yeah,
your genes.
like
dude,
when you
hold on. Have you ever hated a woman and been like uncontrollably sexually attracted to her?
That's
Because
passion.
like it's like a hormone or
That's
a
called
pheromone
marriage.
thing?
But I'm talking about not even that. Like you don't even
What'd you say?
like you
called
just,
marriage.
Your body is just turned off by them. Like there's no attraction.
No, I'm saying the opposite.
But
where
yeah,
where your brain is turned off by them.
most
but your
girls I
body is,
dislike
like,
and
into
want
it.
to fuck them.
yeah, most girls I'm like.
most of them
Yeah,
don't.
good point.
If I was a dog, I'd fucking bite you, and I don't even know why. Like I just met you. Yeah.
But I had like the last chick I was with, dude. Like yeah, I wanted to beat ass, but the sex was good because that passion was there. It's just you don't beat ass, you just fuck her real hard and ram my head into the headboard. That's what I do.
That happened to me like 2 nights ago, and she's like fucking grabbing the headboard to the point where like I had 2 waters and they both fucking spilled on me. I got my phone all fucked up. I'm like, it can't be that good. Like you know what I mean? Like calm the fuck down.
Stop acting. Come on. Now.
Yeah. What are you doing? This is like a little too far. I hate when it gets professional like that.
Yeah, she spilled.
But I left the money on the dresser, so. Never tell that joke again.
So this dude's
Well, it's
always
good
on
that
stage,
you got
man.
2
I wasn't-
waters.
No, that was an actual story.
Your
That
main
happened.
water and your backup
I know
water.
it's actually a story because you looked directly at me when you told me.
I know. I feel like I gotta fucking tell you this shit.
I good.
I feel like you're my therapist at this point.
No, he's your friend.
He
man.
fucking is your therapist. At this
I
point.
mean,
I'm
seriously.
your friend, man.
He's
a
just
convers-
he's your therapist who goes, don't do that one on stage.
No, I never would. I'm just telling you guys
If
some
you have
shit.
a good therapist, he'll edit your material
Yeah,
for you.
100%.
I go, don't open with
But
that one.
This is what's missing from society right here. Men getting together and talking because women convinced men that men getting together was gay. So men don't get together and do shit no more. Like it makes no sense that I go to places with all these women and there's no men there. Where the fuck are the men at? Because girls didn't call groups of men that go out gay. So men only go out to meet women. And like dudes didn't used to do that. Dudes got together and pondered things, thought about things, contemplated things. That's how you became a better man.
Yeah,
But
and then you rape a young boy, and
You rape
you call
one
it
boy.
philosophy.
I hate this motherfucker, man.
Are you talking about the Athenians? What are you talking about? The birth of philosophy.
Alan,
The birth
Alan.
of philosophy and pedophilia
Alan.
happened in the same place.
He's not Muslim yet. Okay, you got to give it a few years. Let it incubate.
No,
you
what
know?
you're saying is true. When I like when I walk around my neighborhood at night or ride my bike or whatever, it's just groups of women out at parks talking to each other. Even in the lockdown, pandemic, whatever, women get together and talk. Men don't do that.
They don't do it anymore, but like men need to do this. Men, because what men are doing, they're taking their cues from television. So they're being goofy ass men with fucking sweaters tied around their waist and baking bread and sitting on a fucking windowsill for women.
Hold on. I want to hear what you think about this because I think that this has good legs and it's gonna sound fucked up at the beginning, but trust me, just like follow me through. I think a part of it has to do with, and I'm saying this provocatively on purpose, race mixing. And by that I mean like the whole. Do you remember a few years ago when they were like freaking out about the catcalling thing? Mm-hmm. And then they would like there's like a chick that had a video where she's like, I'm going through these neighborhoods and they keep but it was a white woman going through ethnic neighborhoods and there was like Puerto Ricans and black dudes yelling at them and shit. And it was like, yeah, okay, you don't like that. That shit doesn't work on you. It turns you off. It makes you angry. But Puerto Rican chicks and black chicks dig that. Like that's part of the New York culture or whatever. And that's what it like. Hold on, I think I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, we all did.
What I'm saying is like us trying to move, like white women trying to move into like black culture and implant themselves there, and then they start judging like how your culture acts, or to be like when people are like, why is there so much homophobia in hip hop? It's like, it's none of your fucking business. Why? It's not your culture. It's got nothing to do with you.
That's another train
Something
of thought
like that,
to where it's like you have these people infiltrating these worlds and these cultures that they don't belong in, and they're trying to come in with their frame of reference. It was the same thing I talk about like history. You can't look at the past from your frame of reference now. You can't go into another world or another culture from your frame of reference from that culture and then go say this is wrong because you don't belong there. You're judging from another perspective that the people right there are fine with it, and the problems that they have within that group, let them fight those problems themselves. You don't come from this outside. You don't bring the outside world into their world and then make this little spat this huge global problem that's really not a problem to them.
And to use the black like homophobia thing as like an example or whatever, like where there's a lot like people are like, oh, it's homophobia in rap or whatever. It's like, but also historically the queer and gay culture has like thrived in black communities. It's just that above that they have this kind of like don't ask, don't tell like an attitude about it. Do you know what I mean? Where
they all have that dude. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, everybody knew there was gay clubs. Nobody fucked with those people. But they knew to go to fuck in the house when the sun came up.
What I'm saying
and
is
they
like,
could come out when the sun came out, and you just didn't cross paths with other people.
What I'm saying is like drag clubs, like drag queen clubs. White people stole that from black people. That was a like Jet and Ebony magazine.
I don't even think it was a stealing. I think it's a natural progression of what people are doing.
I'm using that word loosely, but what I'm saying is like Jet magazine had like stories about. They were like, look at this great drag show that we put on. It was all black people like do.
But black people didn't start drag. White people started that shit way the fuck back, way before niggas even entered the spectrum.
True, but
dude, trust me. All this stuff that black people are saying that black people stole from white people been doing that shit for a long time. Black people came to America, watched them do that, and then added their flavor and like, this is ours, but it's the same shit that they was doing.
For sure. But that's what I'm saying is like, so like black culture has had like, the whatever the,
nigga, get out.
Hold on. They've had like the Little Richards and the Tyler Perrys. They've kind of like almost protected their like the black gay community.
You're talking from a perspective. You don't know.
I don't know. No, this is theory.
No, they didn't protect them. Trust me. They went through their bullshit, but this is just one of those stories to where it's like, trust me, they went through some shit, but they were strong enough to overcome the shit. So you know those people. But trust me, it's like this. This is the funny part. All these thugs and shit, a lot of them are gay dudes. They're angry because they can't be gay, or they can't be as gay as they want to be. So what they do is they turn that into aggression, and they just become these big ass motherfucking thugs. But them same thugs are now becoming transsexuals because now that's okay in the hood. Now it's okay because now it's okay generally.
Right.
So now it's become. Now you got gay gangs, you got transsexual gangs. When you can be ridiculous, you know you're accepted by the culture then. When you can have a transsexual gangs that go around and beat up straight dudes, you made it. You've arrived.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying? Cool. So now it's because now the cultures are mixing.
All I'm saying is
it's like you said.
I don't know because I'm not like a part of black culture. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But to me, whenever I talk to like white liberals and shit, every time it's like immediately obvious to me that it's like you're trying to simplify like black culture into this thing where it's like dude, like black culture and their relationship to homophobia or homosexuality or transgenderism or organized crime or whatever, it's like that's so much more complex than it's infinitely complex.
Yeah,
and when you try to break it down into boxes, you start and box people up. That's when you start actually oppressing black people.
This is what black people finna learn. Everybody's finna learn what white people and Asians learned a long time ago. Take care of your own so nobody else has to take care of them. That's what's wrong with white people right now. White people ignored their problems for centuries trying to get money and all this shit, and they problems became the world problems, and they took that shit on tour. That's why nobody likes white people. That's it. All cultures are ridiculous, but white people got to go on tour with their ridiculousness, and now everybody dislikes them.
Yeah.
Now it's not just because white people don't like white people, because white people fucked up white people for the longest amount of time first.
We got too big too fast.
Oh, let's talk about that right quick. Can we go into that right quick? Because I've been researching this, and I've been trying to figure out, because I've always said white people had unrelenting ambition. That's why y'all progressed through culture so quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that? Because there has to be a reason. There has to be a cause. And I think what it is, this is just purely my hypothesis. White people don't have melanin. So that dictates you came from a place where there wasn't a lot of sun.
Yeah.
People that are in climates that produce everything for them, food, you don't have to wear clothes, this, that, and the other, they develop cultures. Cultures that are associated with the environment.
And we
White
developed
people's
ambitions. We were sitting in the shade.
No.
Ambition.
You were sitting somewhere in the Arctic. Your environment was harsh. So you became in competition with the environment to survive. That's why white people don't like nature. You went to science.
And the goal is always to retire at the beach somewhere.
Right. No, for real. But this is the thing. Like Thomas Sowell goes over this whole thing where he traces back South, like American South culture to a group of Scotch, lowland Scots that immigrated over here, and they kind of died out or bred themselves out of existence essentially. But he tied all black culture back to because every stereotype that we had for Southern blacks we had before that we had with these lowland Scots, and so.
Were they darker skinned? Were they out working in the sun?
No. But what I'm saying is with the Scots, they fought the English for 600 years. So everybody that didn't like to fight died. Everybody that was a weak bitch died. Everybody that wasn't a little crazy died. So all you had that transported over here in the form of Scots and Irish were people that drank like a motherfucker, fought like crazy, lived insane lives. They were unmanageable people. And because they were lower class, they got put together with the blacks. And then our cultures mixed, and that's how we created rock and roll. We created American culture, basically, was Scotch, Irish, and black cultures. Because they were all rowdy. And you could go back to landlords, documents of landlords that were I would much rather have a black tenant than an Irish tenant because they're fucking crazy people, because everyone that doesn't like to fight died over the wars.
I don't believe that. That's too much of an assumption based on that, because not wanting to fight doesn't make you weak.
No, but you would die, or you would be more likely.
You could be you don't have to fight. You can use your mind, be cunning to not have to fight.
So there you go.
No, we killed the Athenians. It's mostly war-loving people who won.
It's human nature. It's not war-loving people. It's human nature that drives us like this. Like I say, we forget that we have a past. All these past indiscretions, these lies, all the times we've done all this shit to each other, it goes along with us. So we don't like each other. We're doing everything in the world to get away from people, but we need people to survive. That's why virtual reality is a thing. That's why all this shit to not connect with your person, because people do you wrong. I don't know what you're thinking behind your mask. You can tell me all the things in the world. You can be there for me, and then one day you can just disappear. That happens a lot, and that breaks people down. So they don't want that to happen. So now we're doing everything to create these artificial humans that do everything we want them to do to give us the compassion that we can't get from other humans, because we don't know how to fucking connect with them anymore.
But how are we going to cut foreskins off of robots?
Just give them foreskins and cut them off. Then you can just have them regrow every night.
Oh, okay. So they're like little foreskin factories.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you do that?
Dick skins. All right.
Once you create the sex robot, it's over.
You fucking live your fantasy.
Live your fantasy.
Yeah, fucking be. Rabbis gonna be the first ones to buy sex dolls. Oh, I could just.
All right. Well, let's fuck this up.
How long have we been around? How long?
Hour and a half. Dude. Yeah, we gotta.
Let's cut this tip off.